I feel like every fragrance user is either a really ardent Chanel fan or they just really hate their guts. Hey forum, Manny back here with another video on the CascadeScents fragrance station, and if you haven't guessed it yet, this one is on my top 5 Chanel fragrances. Just before I get started with the list though, I want to let you guys know about this new Facebook group I started called the CascadeScents Fragrance Forum. I'll be posting some of my new and old videos there along with some polls so you guys can even vote on my future top 5 videos, but I called it a forum for a reason too, to incite discussion of course. So feel free for yourself to post any fragrance related material there, whether you're looking to ask questions for the sake of discussion or advice, or if you're just looking for a place to post your scent of the day photos or even your own YouTube channel links, please do so there. And yeah, just join the conversation in at the CascadeScents Fragrance Forum. The link is in the description below. But back with Chanel though, again, it's a polarizing house for some. From the lack of ingenuity in contrast to rival designers, to their price hikes, to their fraudulent EDP formulations, I feel like there's always something to nitpick about with Chanel. And to add to that about the EDP formulations, I'm actually going to omit my EDT Les Exclusifs de Chanel from this list. Now I really love these fragrances in this EDT concentration. I think they smell great and smell a lot more dense than what I'm smelling out of the EDP, which is no fun. And as a result, I'm no longer going to put these on the list because you can't even go out and smell them like this anymore. So that's no fun, but I am going to focus on the positives here today with this top 5 video, and we might as well get started. The counting down right now. In the 5th spot, here's Bleu de Chanel EDT. Now I made a top 5 overpriced fragrances video not too long ago where I listed the eau de parfum concentration on that list, but it's primarily because I feel like paying another $25 in this quantity for something that doesn't perform much better is a ripoff, and I prefer what the EDT overall brings to the table too. Off of my skin, it has longer lasting citrus notes that are the money shot for me as far as what I prefer, and seemingly everyone else around me too, because the feedback is pretty good. That being said, yes, it's pretty safe and everyone loves it, but it just doesn't do much emotionally for me. It's just nice, if anything. Like in contrast to my number 4 to number 1 fragrances, those fragrances actually make me feel something, and I kind of just reach for this out of necessity. But again, you can't really hate on that feedback factor and versatility, so it's good enough for the 5th spot here, EDT version of Bleu de Chanel. Now coming up in the number 4 spot on this top 5 Chanel's list, we have the Eau de Toilette of Pour Monsieur. This stuff opens up with a very effervescent lemon note, which I really love, but I do wish it lasted longer, but at least we get to the main players ASAP. A bit of a spicy heart here, especially with the cardamom, but the oak moss substitutes in the base are, if anything, the star of the show. Overall, kind of earthy yet super clean and sophisticated, definitely reminiscent of like an OG throwback barbershop. That being said, altogether this is one of the worst performing scents that I own. Like I've owned Axe body sprays in the past that perform better than this stuff. As a result, if I want this to be a viable scent of the day, I'll have to carry around a travel atomizer with me almost always, and because of that, it's only my number 4 scent. Again, this is the Eau de Toilette version of Pour Monsieur by Chanel. Up next, we have my number 3 fragrance. This one is Chance Eau Fraiche. Now, despite who Chance Eau Fraiche is marketed to, I've smelled stereotypically more feminine scents that are marketed towards men, so just saying. But scent-wise here, we're talking a very lively citron with some pink pepper and sloth florals and woods as it goes on. Overall, very fresh, slightly floral and woody, totally an easy reach on a hot summer day. Super easy to rock with jeans and a t-shirt, or even slightly dressed up for like a lunch date, because in my experience, it's also pretty flattering. And no one's ever called me out on this stuff as feminine if that really matters to you. So despite a minor gripe with this projection, if anything, I think it's a worthy number 3, Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. Now on to my number 2, we have an all-time great summer offering here. It's Allure Homme Édition Blanche. Love this stuff right here, slightly gourmand with its lemon and vanilla notes, kind of like a lemon pie, but I don't know about y'all, but if someone is baking a lemon pie, you can smell that stuff in the next room, across the room, or even downstairs. But this stuff is super modest, doesn't really project too crazy unless in the summer heat, but that's actually great because it's a summer fragrance with gourmand qualities. Like not many other fragrances can say that. Also, this is super unisex in my mind if you care or don't care about genders in perfumery, but maybe it's a tad masculine because of the pink pepper, because you kind of get hit with it at first, but I don't think there's enough of it there to call it a totally masculine scent. So if an overall yummy lemony fragrance is what you crave, definitely check out my number 2, Allure Homme Édition Blanche EDP. Now we're at the number 1 spot, and in case you haven't guessed it yet, it's Platinum Egoiste. To me, this is the ultimate work fragrance, super steely and serious with how it does aromatics. I just love how the citrus, florals, and herbs are blended to smell that way. Really cool stuff here. I also understand that some of y'all might think this is dated, but I actually love that 90s quality about it. It just makes me feel super ambitious and just ready to go with any work-related activities that I might have on my schedule. Also, with it being a work fragrance, of course it has to last your entire workday, and it does for me at least. But definitely avoid blind buying this one because you want to go out there and check if a recent formulation like this is okay for your skin chemistry and conditions, especially if you're used to an OG bottle level of performance. But nevertheless, despite the reformulations, this stuff still works for me, and I think the scent is so godlike, so that is why it's my #1 Chanel fragrance. Again, it's Platinum Egoiste. So we have a winner here in Platinum Egoiste. If you haven't checked this one out yet or any of the other ones I've mentioned, please check them out wherever it's convenient for you. Please tell me what you think of my picks and explanations in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and want more, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet too. Thank you again, take care, bye. Where are your fragrances?